All right, so before this tournament even starts, I'm going to say it. Someone's favorite team is going to get exposed this World Cup. A random team is going to shock the world, and at least one of our predictions is going to age terribly. Today, we are covering a lot. So we're covering your hottest takes, your predictions, and we want to make sure that everyone who got involved gets a little bit of a piece and gets a little involved. Today, we're back with Jose, Honda, and Connor to cover your predictions and your hottest takes. And we're just going to react to them. So before we get into it, guys, how are we feeling?
Bro, I'm not looking forward to this episode. I've actually been loathing reading all the horrible takes that are likely to pop up.
100% rage bait this video. Come on, guys. Hey, if you
I,
guys
I
like
already know. I already know. I already had a drink before we started. I'm literally just trying to calm myself down because I know what's going to happen, and we all know what's going to happen. Let's just get into it, bro. I think if your community might impress me, but this week has been a crazy week for football takes in general.
And here's the thing about it too, though. Like, we left this out for a week, so this was something that people had time to properly sit here, think about what you were gonna say, what your thoughts were. So as I was reading through some of these, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, like I know there was some people that don't really know too much about football, and I appreciate everyone that got involved. So shout out to everyone that did reply and got back to us on that. But still, man, some of these takes, I'm like, I could see where you're going, and some of them I'm like, nah, I don't see that. So without further ado, we'll jump right into it. And the first one that we covered in this spreadsheet was, who do you think the dark horse of the tournament this year will be? And we have a couple honorable mentions. So Connor and I kind of saw a couple of the answers. So I'm excited to get Jose's reaction, Honda's reaction on this, because it's going to get a little spicy today. And we're going to figure out what you guys are kind of feeling. So here we go. Here's the reveal. So for dark horse honorable mention, we have Algeria, Norway, Turkey, and Bosnia.
Who said Bosnia? Go ahead, raise your hand. Raise your hand.
I did not say Bosnia,
but someone smells in this fucking chat right now. Who said it? Who said it? Who said Bosnia?
Algeria?
Really? No. This Bosnia. You know what it was? It was one of the hometown people, because there's a kid from not too far away from us that actually plays for the Bosnian national team. He grew up playing high school ball here. He plays for PSV. He scored the penalty to take Bosnia into the tournament. So I think that was a little bit of bias right there by some of the hometown folks.
So they're scraping into the tournament, and they're a dark horse, bro. I'm going to say this. Look, the hopium. I respect it. But this is
same for Algeria.
Wasted spot. It's a wasted spot
for Algeria.
Okay, but before we move on, is there any team here in the honorable mentions that you would have thought or you would think that could potentially be a dark horse?
Norway. They got a squad.
They do have a squad, but okay. To me, dark horse is what separates dark horse from a favorite for you guys?
A dark horse has to be a team that, with expectations, is not expected to do too much, but could have the potential to make it far into the tournament or win. If that
Here's the thing, bro. If Norway gets out of this, let's say they win this group somehow, I doubt it. But if they get out of this group, you could argue because of who they have, right? We all know about the key positions, right? At center mid, at striker, with who they have and the group they're playing in, the group of death, in my opinion. If they get out, you'd argue that, hey, in a knockout format, you back a team like that. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like everyone's saying Norway is it's a popular thing to say, I think, just on the timeline in general, but I'm starting to feel like they're a little more than a dark horse. Dark horse feels like a hipster pick to me,
But let's say in 2018, I don't think anyone tipped Croatia to make it as far as they did, which is a final, right?
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't think there's any team like that, like a Croatia, that can make a deep run. I know in 22 it was
Morocco.
Was it struggling to think here?
Morocco.
Morocco. Yeah, Morocco. Morocco made a decently far, and they weren't expected to do that. So it's not like we haven't seen deep runs by some of these teams, and arguably Morocco had a pretty decent team at the time. So it's a possibility. I think Turkey's also sneakily got a good team, but it's also difficult. I don't know. They need more than just out of that to do something.
Here's the thing as well too, and it goes off of a different topic, which we'll talk about later. The dark horse, I feel like they can typically go through. You do kind of have that expectation that they could go through into a certain round, whereas in the other topic that we're going to talk about, you don't expect them to do anything, and yet they make it far. I feel like Morocco, nobody expected them to do what they did.
Yeah, same thing with like Croatia in 2018 to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Croatia being, not as surprising as Morocco in 2022, but yeah, with this Norway, man, look, with this Norway team, it's like how much of a gap is there between them and France in the same group?
It's a pretty big gap. The team that,
at least on paper, right? You would think so, at least on paper.
And we were hearing about the players that got left off of France's team.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Kamavinga's not even traveling with the squad. It's wild. But again, that by definition probably makes them, somewhat of a dark horse. I'll be honest, I actually feel way better about another team that's not even on this list right here.
Okay, so maybe they will be included in these top three. So we'll get into it. This is the third place spot in the dark horses. So we'll go on.
I'm done. I'm done. It's been a good show. It's been a good show. After you had me on, it was real. It was real. It was so for real. It was so for real. I appreciate it, bro. Who is realistically? I've never felt worse about the country I live in and their prospect of being anything in a World Cup than this season. Who's putting them at 3, bro?
Who? I don't know. I would never put him.
No. Raise your hand. You have blood on your hand. Somebody here did it, bro. Right? Like, raise your
Nobody
hand.
here.
Nobody here did this.
No shot, bro. That's crazy, man.
Okay. If you had to give me your optimistic take as to why the U.S. could be a dark horse, what would it be?
That they'll be lucky to get out of the group, so for that reason they'll be a dark horse, bro. What? Like I don't understand this at all.
Athleticism, that's it, bro. There's no other reason.
We've had this conversation on the U.S. national team in other shows and off air and things like that. But I know you're not very optimistic, Jose. Why? What's the doubt in it? Is it the player pool that the U.S. currently has? What is it for you? What are you not seeing from this team that would, in your eyes, make them a dark horse?
A dark horse. Okay, first off, plain and simple. A dark horse is a team that does have potential to advance in this tournament. I don't believe the U.S. has it. I'll be so for real. And I think it comes down to our traditional identity as a nation versus what we are today. Previous versions of this team, the sum of the players collectively was always greater than its parts. Individually, the players weren't some of the best in the world or even playing in Europe, yet the team was very sound. They were all bought into the same thing. And that can get you over the line in tournaments, in one-off games. Not in the course of a whole season, but in a tournament, yes. This team is the opposite. We saw it. We just saw it against Belgium and Portugal. We're going to get more of that in the knockout rounds. That wasn't a fluke. That wasn't like, oh, we just played bad. We also are losing players to injury now on top of that. Bro, I've never been less optimistic. I don't want to say pessimistic because I don't think the pessimism is settled quite in just yet, but I've never been less optimistic about the U.S. men's national team. And the same thing can be said for a 3. Like I really Mexico's in the same boat as far as I'm concerned, but it's just different, bro. I don't really have very many prospects. And I'll be honest, if we got grouped, it wouldn't be shocking, in my opinion.
So, Connor, I know you're someone else that also follows the U.S. national team, to pretty relatively to this extent. How do you feel going into this tournament as a U.S. fan, and what do you kind of expect, or how far do you expect them to kind of go in this tournament?
I mean, due to the group being relatively easy. I think the U.S.
Which team is easy? Just so I know. Just
because I feel like you guys got Conrad.
A lot of fans say that. Just tell me which games are easy and why.
I think that I think Australia is easy,
No.
and
Why is Australia easy?
I don't know. You said a lot of things about them being physical. I
They're
understand
very,
that.
very physical team, bro. In the Asian Cup, they are extremely difficult to break down and beat. Like I don't think we have. Maybe the technical ability is there, not across everybody in our attack, but we're not creative enough, in my opinion, to break down Australia if they're up for it. Now, if they're not, and we can take advantage of them, great. But I just, I don't think, I wouldn't say it's an easy game. I don't think we have any easy games in this group.
I think Paraguay could be a tough matchup, and Turkey could probably get a win on us. I will say, but I think the goal should be getting out of the group. I think if the U.S. doesn't comfortably get out of this group, there should be questions be like asked generally
What's
about
comfortably?
beating like two teams. I'd say getting a
Two
win
wins?
against Paraguay and Australia. I think we should win 2 games, and that's more of like not looking at where we're at now, but looking at where we're at like 2 years ago. You know, as we're building to this next World Cup, we like 4 years ago. Generally, when we lost to the Netherlands, we made it out of the group. Were we in a position where we're like, oh, let's cut our losses and see if we can barely get out of the group next cycle?
And I'll ask this: is the U.S. in a better spot today than they were in 22?
I think that a lot of the prospects of the of the national team we were looking to be in a lot better position by now. I think we're kind of here compared to this cycle. I mean, I wasn't excited by Berhalter, and I wasn't excited by the squad selection. I think if we choose the right guys, I think it could be a little bit more promising. But based off of the friendlies we've seen and the squads, like the camps that we've hosted over time, I don't feel like the chemistry is there. Like Jose said, the sum of all means is not greater than the current ability of the squad.
And I also want to highlight the U.S. a little bit more because I know there's a lot of people that are going to be paying attention to the U.S. a little bit. I know on the timeline, and we talked about this last night a little bit, Jose, too, but we talked about kind of the people being upset with MLS players being brought into this camp in comparison to some of the Europeans, some of the MLS players that, you know, you talk about Roldan, Sebastian Berhalter, people that I would say could, you know, have abilities and have reasons to put their names in their hat and say, hey, I deserve to be in the squad. But I know that there's a lot of people out there that are not too familiar just based on the fact that they play in MLS. So for some of these players that do play in MLS, is there anyone that you would give a shout to 100% that you would feel should be deserving of a World Cup squad, that World Cup spot that maybe doesn't exactly, or most fans don't feel like they deserve one?
Yeah, it's tricky because like there's so many fans that just feel because they're an MLS player they shouldn't be sniffing the squad. We have enough talent overseas now. They're not wrong, but I think like you also need a good mix of players who are in great form domestically. They play in the US, they understand the growth of the sport here, they know what it means to wear the national team shirt, sometimes even more so than the European-based players who are treating it like a country club where they get to take a little bit of a break from the club life and then head back when they're ready. I don't know. I think you need to have some of those guys. The issue comes now is that some of these guys are probably going to be necessary. Like Johnny Cardoso, for example, is out, right? So that means what? That means Berhalter and Roldan, one of those two players is likely now going. So we don't have a choice. It makes the Euro snob side of our fan base bitter, right? So the fan base itself is not even collectively excited for what's to come with this national team heading into the tournament. But on top of that, there's probably going to be other MLS inclusions. You look at Richards going down. I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know if he's missing time at the World Cup whatsoever. But bro, if we lose him at center back, I honestly don't even know who comes in for him and puts in the same type of shift. So with that said, though, I think there's going to be a surprise inclusion. That is my hot take, I guess you could say, to an extent for the show, is that I think sometimes a coach has to pull off something just to juice up the squad a little bit. Jurgen Klinsmann did this before the 2014 World Cup and opting to go with Julian Green over Landon Donovan. And so, look, bro, Look, Julian Hall's on a crazy tear. Crazy tear for the Red Bulls. Like generational tear, coming off a hat trick recently. I'm not saying he would deserve a spot. I don't believe in deserving a spot. I think you deserve a spot if you get called up. Like, that's how that shit works.
Also,
but it'd be crazy
adding into the MLS, right? You don't even have to look too far. The Club World Cup, right? How it was played. Inter Miami grouped Porto, a European giant, right? Well, I call them giant because of Porto's history, right?
But their history, yeah.
You take a look at that and you're like, okay, maybe we do need MLS players because those players have played here. They're used to the weather that is the U.S. in the summer or in the winter. It doesn't matter which one, right?
All I'm going to say is that why they're complaining, talking about water breaks and this and that, that's some bullshit. If you can't, like, I don't think that the weather is going to be too extreme here. Or too, like, I could maybe in Texas and
bro, y'all say that in states that aren't super hot right now.
Miami,
you wait
in
till
the
June
summer
in Texas. You wait till June
like
Texas.
I can see it to an extent, but I think that it's being overblown to what it is because we've seen in different instances when it wasn't even that hot.
I agree. I agree with Honda too. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a factor. I mean, it shouldn't be a factor for who gets called to the World Cup. But going back to that question you asked, John, about like, were we more excited or more optimistic about this team in the 2022 World Cup versus today? Bro, no. Like the 2022 World Cup, had we had Balogun then, that team, I actually wouldn't even be mad at the U.S. being considered as a dark horse. Like the team itself, the golden generation of talent, was technically on its rise up, right? Like to an extent, Pepe was on a crazy rise. Granted, he had some issues with Augsburg and what's not. He didn't even get called up, and that was the most mind-boggling part. All of it. So they opted for Jesus Ferreira, which is. Hey, bro, at least he can say he started against the Dutch in a World Cup knockout match. Like, that's kind of cool. I mean,
I guess, but we all know.
Bingo card.
I mean,
bingo card. Yeah. Just, yeah, little a trivia factoid. Some people probably didn't know, but if we had a striker, a real striker at that tournament, U.S. would have been. I think the passion was there, the mentality was there, and if Triple G just didn't decide to air out Gio, but like, outside of that, like if there was no drama, we had a striker, bro. I felt way better about that team. I feel like that team collectively understood the mission. They understood that, like, hey, we're all part of the same fucking unit. If we work together, we'll get there.
I think what this team is missing is like collective unity too, because also like you feel, at least to an extent, and this is just things that we've seen recently where Pulisic's like, I don't really want to go play the Gold Cup, this and that, you know what I mean? And we heard these comments about these players not wanting to play like CONCACAF tournaments when realistically, like this is how you build up chemistry with some of the players that you should be wanting to build up chemistry for the World Cup. And you miss out on these opportunities, you're making these excuses. So I just don't know if collectively, like the mindset is like they're all one for the team.
I mean, I don't know if I want to go that far. I think players burn out. Like I don't mind. I mean, Lena did it too, bro. Like I think just as time goes on, and they're playing so many games now. Like I get it, bro. You know, go take your break. What I will say though is that you can't have your cake and eat it too. Pulisic can't ask to be part of the Copa squad, but or can I just come back for only the tournament and not come back for the camps? No, bro. Like you're either part of this team or you're not. You don't get to pick and choose what parts you show up for. And to me, that's a bigger sign of the mentality issue. Is like you think you can move a certain way. Like, I don't know what you think this is, bro, but we got players who are dying to be called up to this roster. Like, it may not be Noah Kai Banks, so that's a different story. But like I'm just saying, like, I think there's just a massive disconnect across this team. And so for anybody to feel like going into this World Cup because we're on home soil, that the U.S. are magically going to reproduce what South Korea produced in 2002. I think you're insane. I think you're actually insane.
Yeah, I actually don't really rate this as a dark horse team, but a lot of the people did tip them there. So that's the reason why they're here. So if you want to get mad, don't get mad at us. Get mad at the people that responded to this. So with that being said, though, going on to team number 2, Japan.
Yeah, finally some ball knowledge. Holy shit, bro! So, I go ahead. Go ahead.
So with Japan, I think they're and I really like this pick too. The reason why I really like this pick is because I think like if you look at name value wise, they don't have it, but as how they play as a team, if you ever watched Japan play, they play very, very well, very structured. I feel like there's a lot of pieces that they have in there that they got players that can make a difference, you know. So I feel I don't feel too mad about this being number 2, you know.
Yeah.
Given the talent that they have.
I agree. I think you know why I like them so much. I like them because the issue with most national teams is that the gap between the ceiling and the floor is huge. Typically, look at Norway. Norway's a perfect example.
Yeah.
You got Holland and Odegaard at the top, but then you kind of go through the rest of the list, right? And there's a pretty big drop off at key parts of the roster. I don't feel that way about Japan. They're actually very consistent across the board. They have a solid mix of J League talent and just talent that have gone out to Europe and abroad. But if you actually watch them play together, it's crazy. There's not a massive gap between the guys who have gone off to Europe and the guys who are still playing domestically at the J League. Like there's just not, technically speaking. So when it comes time to all buying into the way they're going to play, how the manager wants them to set up, bro, it feels like it just all fits. It works together. And the fact that I was going to say, there's one player missing when we found out recently Matoma's not going to be there because of his injury. That sucks, man. I feel like Matoma's an actual massive baller. If anybody watches Premier League and watches Brighton specifically, he'll be a big loss for them. But I mean, you look at the fact like guys like Endo are their captain, and Endo, I don't care if you're a Liverpool fan or not. I think we can all agree he works his ass off for his team. But having someone like that, having a playmaker like Doan, having Ito with all the experience he has in the mix, like it's just, again, man, it's hard to find big chinks in the armor. Like it's like they just, I feel like they're what I want the U.S. and Mexico to be so bad. Just a team that's collectively sound, cohesive,
and that's what it is. It's the cohesiveness of the team that I feel like can carry them to actually make a decent run. Because realistically, their group is, although I don't think is exactly super easy, I think they have the ability to get out that group. It's with the amount of teams that get out in this World Cup, there's no doubt that they
hey, shameless plug here. Shameless plug. Very soon on the Goals TV channel, guys. Very recently, I interviewed the man responsible for the revolution in Japanese football. So it'll be hitting the video, the channel pretty soon, bro. But just hearing Tom talk about like how they changed things in Japan, it all makes sense, bro. It was like 20 years in the making. It's crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that a collective change in the national team, it takes more than a World Cup cycle for that to fully take it into effect. There's a lot more moving pieces to a team, being good and then being bad in one World Cup or the other. It's a process, and a lot of these national teams, some of them have gotten better over time. Japan is someone that we talked to in our last episode of just exactly the example of a team that progressively has gone better as World Cup cycles have gone on. And you see it now. I think they're in a much better spot, now than they were before. And I think being a dark horse is a good label for them because, yeah, again, they are a team that can make some noise in this tournament. And there's someone that I don't think people fully expect to make noise, but I think that they will. So I think being included in number 2, I think is a good spot for them.
One player I want to shout out for anybody who just never watched Japan and maybe you want to watch somebody. Once upon a time, I wanted that dude in the middle right there with his jersey off, number 20. I wanted him at Barca once upon a time, man. Kubo. So he's not what he used to be. I mean, he's probably going to move on from Real Sociedad and La Liga at some point. But if anybody wants to start getting to La Liga, he plays for Real Sociedad as of today. Actual baller, bro. Actual baller.
No, he is a baller. I think he's a little bit underrated for what he's done. I think he also started off and he was kind of tipped when he was at Madrid to be this kind of wonder kid. And he went off and did his own thing.
I think he wasn't he? He was actually a wonder kid, though. He was a wonder kid. Yeah.
So
I would take him at Barca back in the day, bro. I really would have. Just to see what he could have been. I'm like, man, it would have been.
And I think he's done well at Sociedad for what he's given them and what he's been able to provide them.
He just needs to leave, bro.
Yeah, freaking light wings. We could fucking use him right now. Like
I think he's one of those players that you might see after this World Cup make a huge jump to a different team in a different league. And I think But that's something that we've always talked about. These are tournaments that you see these players make big leaps, and if he's got a banger tournament in him, which I feel like he does, he could definitely make the jump from there. So,
I think
all right, but moving on from number 2, the number 1 dark horse team that you guys picked for this year, Ecuador. This is an interesting pick because I don't exactly know how to feel about it, because in a way they have a world-class center back. I don't think anyone can dispute Pacho being a world-class center back.
But one player doesn't win.
One player, and that's what I was getting at. One player does not define a team like this.
Not him. Stop.
Making it super far in the tournament. Do I think that they're going to be a solid team? Yes. Offensively, I just don't know where you get it from. And that's where I struggle to see them as a dark horse.
I'm not sold. I mean, bro, for the longest time, they needed someone like Ener Valencia to be their go-to talisman up top because they just had no other options. And if you're at home asking yourself, scratching your head, who is Ener Valencia? Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, no disrespect to Valencia. I'm just saying there's a lot of, especially on this side of the pond, right? A lot of fans are just, he wasn't like a huge name player. But definitely a player the streets won't forget. Yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. And look, I'll be serious, bro. Caicedo's a shin kicker. He's a passion tackle merchant. I mean, Bacho is such an upgrade on him in a number of ways as a center back, of course, different position. But Caicedo's not winning you games. Bacho he might save you in a lot of games too, but he's not winning you games. So,
and that's what I mean. I don't know where the goals are coming from this team, because realistically, who do they really have attacking wise? I mean, they probably have Estupiñán still. I mean, other than that, Bacho.
Now, there's something to consider here too, right? Is that you can also think of having a dark horse team based on who they line up against, right? If you think about Ecuador's schedule, it's not bad. It's not bad. You play Curaçao. You play a down, in my opinion, still kind of a figuring it out version of Germany. And then you play Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast.
And Ivory Coast isn't what they used to be either. So I don't know if this is a team where they build up momentum in the group stage, they get a result against Germany.
Yeah, I wouldn't discount the Ivory Coast, but I'm saying like you're not having to play a top 10 team in there. Do you know what I'm saying? So like for that reason, and CONMEBOL nations are always extremely difficult to just play against in general. There's so much physicality, there's so much that goes into those games. I don't know. They like a dark horse because they can get into the knockout round and then see what happens. It's not a crazy shout. I would still put Japan over them though.
I mean Japan over them as well too. But the thing is, what I feel like from Ecuador is, I feel like it's a diluted Japan where they have a cohesion of players. If you look at the World Cup qualifiers, they were one of the best looking teams above Brazil. And I'd say above Uruguay.
Being above Brazil is not a flex anymore.
No, it's not a flex, but they were arguably the best team if it weren't for Argentina.
Bro, come on, Jose. Jose, they have Premier League winning center back Hinsepe, bro. Like, you're not gonna back your boy.
Kincapie is a great player, fantastic player. In my opinion, one of the best defensive left backs in the world. I think he's got a little more to do attacking wise, but bro, he's not winning you games. Like, is Estupiñán Ecuadorian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think is better?
Estupiñán or
Hincapié?
Him, of course. Estupiñán left the Premier League
as a left back.
As a left,
but you remember Estupiñán at Brighton.
Yeah, but you're talking about that's an Estupiñán for like 2 years ago. I don't think
he's played.
Yeah, but no, I'm asking the question. Prime for prime, who do you think was better?
It's a hard one because Estupiñán did put in some shifts for Brighton.
He's good, bro. He's
good.
The point I'm making is that when Estupiñán was at his height, I mean, again, you could have great flashes in the pan in your roster like that. It's not going to get you over the line. And so when I think of dark horse, keep in mind, I'm not just saying a low key team that could have a decent tournament. I'm thinking a low-key team that could actually make a run, that could get to a semifinal, a final.
This team, I don't think. I think defensively they could be stout. I don't see where the goals come from. We talk about this from an ascent when we talk about, when we talk about like MLS or we're talking about other things. There's teams that are the way that I actually view football and the way that I see things. You can have the best defense in the world, but in tournaments like this, having a score of 0-0 is not going to help you. You can only get so far doing that. And if Ecuador is banking on the recent results have been 1-1s, a lot of draws, not very many goals, I can't see them exactly being a team that's going to make a lot of noise in this tournament.
And it shouldn't be, bro. This isn't even like we're trying to like dunk on Ecuador. You have to keep in mind, this is a country that doesn't get to go to many World Cups. That people don't realize that. Like, it's not like this is what the first time maybe that they've had they've made it to back-to-back World Cups in a row.
Yeah.
It's like their 5th World Cup, bro. Like, this is the first time it's been consecutive, 2022 and 2026. So, I mean, I don't think anyone's expectations of this team should be sky high. I think dark horse is just a bit much for me. But still, like Honda said, even in qualifiers, bro, they conceded next to nothing. I think they conceded like 4 or 5 goals or some shit. And keep in mind, qualifying is long. It's like
you'd have to almost be perfect
15 plus games, some shit like that. Like it's a good amount. Like you have to really hold your own over a long period of time. So
yeah, and that's what I mean. You'd have to basically be perfect to penalties to get through. So for me,
going back to what you said though, John, literally goal scorers. Ender Valencia, 49 goals in total, and then the drop off is freaking crazy to 3 goals by Jordi Caicedo.
Told you
from that squad.
It's just. And is Ender Valencia still getting called up for them too?
Yes, he is. He's still getting
I'm telling you, bro, who else are you going to play? That's what I said. That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, and there's people who watch and like don't know that like, hey, the starting striker for Ecuador is Ender Valencia. Like it just doesn't sound right in 2026. But I'm like, bro, this is where Ecuador's attack is right now
for like over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the crazy thing. All right.
Honestly,
anyways, I don't agree with y'all, but I think I'd rather have Japan 1. If we had to pick from this list, Japan over Ecuador 100%.
What were you
going to say, Connor?
Yeah, Connor, what were you going to say?
I think that in this group, I'd probably take Ivory Coast's team over Ecuador's team.
I think it's close. I think
there's a lot more depth in Ivory Coast than there is Ecuador. Like, I like Diallo. I like Diamonde.
I think Diamonde's going to cut.
Diamonde is good.
I like Gasson. Pepe still doing something out there.
It's just like first off, there's a good amount of youngsters in there, so keep in mind World Cup. It's just a different environment all the way around. But it's just hard to also break down a defensively sound team, which is what Ecuador does look like. It's like they're just defensively sound. They may not score a lot, bro. Like Valencia may get a cheeky header somewhere, like if they score, you know what I mean? But yeah, at least they're not leaking goals, and so I think it's very close. That actually will be a great match to watch.
I think what happens here is I think they get through the group, but they get it through the 3rd place spot, not necessarily because they get one of the top 2.
How many 3rd place spots are there?
There's a couple.
What is there? 11 groups total.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I would put Japan first. I think it just makes the most sense.
The 8 best.
I agree.
The 8 best 3. Yeah, they definitely can.
I like Japan's center back duo. I feel like it's low key solid with Ito and Itakura, the Bundesliga duo.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Bundesliga in Japan as well too. Like that's a lot of Bundesliga, a lot of.
Endo used to play for.
So as a collective 4 here, we're all taking Japan as our dark horse.
Yeah, Japan over there.
Okay,
biggest reason why again is like because the difference between domestic league and the players who play abroad is minimal, and that's just not the case, bro. The difference between Enter Valencia in his position and Paco in his position is not to shit on him, but it's just night and day.
Night and day. It's night and day. All right, but moving on. So we started talking about players that might shine in this tournament, players that, are going to stand out in this tournament. So, player of the tournament is one of those, I feel like it could be a controversial award just because do they deem it by top goal scorer? Are you deeming it by performances dropped? Sometimes the stats don't really line up to what was shown. But, just to get it started, these are a few honorable mentions that you guys listed. So
how are we going to act like it doesn't go to top scorer, though? Come on, bro.
It does, but I feel like personally for me, I think it's a combination of a lot of other things, not just the scores. But I think a lot of people took it as the scorers, whoever's going to end up being, Golden Boot contenders, that kind of thing. But in honorable mentions, we have Messi, an aging Messi, and a Bruno that's had a fantastic season this year for United. I think he's been more than kind of shown why he's always been compared into the conversation of best midfielder in the world. I think this year he's how many assists is he off of the breaking the record? TT's record. Is it one?
Yeah, I think he's one shy of breaking it.
There's one more game left, so
yeah.
Let's
see him do it in a season with multiple competitions. I think the jury's still out on Bruno, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think so, but I think with this Portuguese team, I think they have the proper balance to let him just roam if they deploy him in the right system. I think is
Ronaldo going?
Yes, you'll have just
picture.
It'll be a midfield of Vitinha, João Neves, and Bruno, and that's in terms of midfields. That sounds pretty good. I don't know how you guys feel about Messi being on this list.
Isn't there somebody missing for a midfielder for Portugal?
Are you talking about Bernardo Silva?
Bernardo.
I think it's Bernardo.
I actually think Bruno probably starts somewhere. I'll be honest, bro. Like as a
put him right wing or right mid, then
I just don't think that's his best spot, though. I don't.
It's
think
not, but I think honestly, bro, everyone can. I know the numbers are going to favor Bruno or whatever, but you can argue that City's entire season would have ended dramatically at the midway point if Bernardo Silva had not stepped to a defensive mid role into like a true interior midfielder. He saved City's season. He made them get back into the title race. I don't know, man. Like I know Bruno's been amazing, but there's just some stories that the numbers don't tell. And I think about who's going to play the best with Vitinha and João Neves.
It depends on what you want from the midfielder.
Keep in mind they play with Fabian Ruiz at PSG,
which is not exactly.
You don't have to be Bruno.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You got to move the ball well.
Yeah,
and it's something that Bruno does well, though. But
he does, but he goes rogue way too often. He plays hero ball. He is a hero ball merchant.
He does a lot.
Yeah,
United fan. He does that a lot.
I think Bernardo's got better structure playing under Pep Guardiola.
As far as team-wise, as far as playing for the team, Bernardo Silva is 100% above Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah,
it might be the typical hater of me of like Bruno Fernandes in general. Watching
funny thing is, you're a United fan too. You're over here just hating because he cries, but
he does. But I'm putting that bias aside. Like Bruno, he can win you games. I'm not saying he can't. He 100% has this like every pitch is a potential home run mentality, but bro, he just goes rogue way too often. And there are games that like I need you to stay controlled. I need you to stick to the game plan I'm giving you because of who we're playing. And if I'm not confident you're going to do that, then just come off the bench. Like I'll take those guys with 20 minutes left, 25 minutes left, because then you need someone to go rogue, especially if game's not going your way. But in a first half of a game, you need structure. You need to be in the game the whole way through.
Here's my question for you guys. Do you guys think Messi still has it in him to win a player of the tournament? I don't think so. I think
the player of the tournament will be the best player on the winning team.
You think? Well, that would also mean that Argentina probably wins it again.
Yeah. So for that reason, I'm saying that unless they win it again, I don't think he gets player of the tournament. Like
I don't think Messi will be carrying Argentina how he typically used to, though. Yeah. With his age and with the players that are coming up, Connor could tell you.
Yeah. The personalities on this team are different than 2022. It's just going to be different.
I liked the team around Messi in 2022 more than I liked the whole Messi carrying the team 2018. I love the evolution of Julian Alvarez. I like the evolution of Enzo Fernandez. I love the back line holding more weight than it used to. I think in this tournament, Messi could still win a player of the tournament if he just more creates for the players around him instead of tries to lift the players around him on his back.
I just think it's what he's used to doing in MLS. Like, I just don't think we're going to get a retroactive version of Messi. We're just not going to go back in time for this. Like, I think that's done. And he's going to be that guy who in moments, probably in more of not like in the knockout rounds, has to carry his team. I think Argentina will be a little bit slow to kick off the tournament. I just think that they don't look super impressive to me. But beyond that, they still probably go through. And I think the only way Messi doesn't win the World Cup but still gets player of the tournament is he did a carry job and the team just wasn't good enough to win the game anyway. You know, they lose it. But we've seen those moments, right? Like somebody absolutely carried a team. And you're like, bro, how the hell did they not win? Like he got costed by his whole damn team. I mean, that's the only way,
as
bro.
As a Messi fan, you know, like
He's my goat.
If he got 2, I think it's already like I think
it's already first off, it's already over. Like there's no like it's already over. But if he got 2, there's a level of immortality that like I don't know if another player will actually reach. I know everyone's saying Lamine Yamal this, Lamine Yamal that.
Mbappe could. I'm just throwing it out there because you already have one.
Mbappe's still waiting to win his La Liga, bro. Just chill. Let's relax, bro. Let's relax.
Or Ballon d'Or.
You really cringe at that.
He took advantage. The Barca shirt's on, you know.
Like, look, bro. I mean, Rashi's got one before he does. It's crazy. I never thought I'd see that day. But I'm just saying, bro, like that's a level of immortality that, I mean, I'm sure Mbappe will tell you he bets on himself winning one more. But even then, Messi still has a club career that Mbappe still can't really touch yet. So, yeah, bro, I don't know. GOAT, undisputed GOAT if he gets 2.
All right. So we actually have a tie for the top 2. Top 2 spots are actually tied. So the first player, this is out of order, but it's the 2 players here. First one's Mbappe. So
it's not a bad show.
The thing with me and Mbappe right now, though, is I think more recently, it's the fact that I don't know. I just don't know how that dressing room is going to be after everything that happened in Madrid. There's even with Tchouaméni fighting with, I think the whole Real Madrid, all the players that are there. I think it's going to create some sort of a toxic environment in this French camp. And it wouldn't be the first time we see some toxic things going on in the French camp. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't win it, you know. And I think he could actually be outshined by one of his teammates. I don't think, as much as Mbappe is, the poster boy for this French team, it's hard for me to say that he's going to, I don't know. I think he can, but
I don't think he cares at all. Whatever, like anybody's chatting and shit like that, he's just gonna go do what he does: score pens, fucking do his runs, score goals. Right? That's it. Do what he does best. Right? At the end of the day, and if the team keeps up with him, fine. If he doesn't, it doesn't. And that mentality kind of goes with. I'm not gonna say it's that mentality completely, but Kobe, literally back then. Like his team was shit. Okay, let me just do my thing.
But you saw what he did in that friendly against who was it? Colombia, where he asked Conte to take off the armband and give it to him when he was coming on as a sub. Like I just think that like the environment that he's creating for the locker room itself, I don't know if.
But is it always him? Because a lot of the times it could be him. But in the French national team, there have been toxic people all the time. Karim Benzema. Let's take it back to him. What happened?
Nazari, you got your list of people, but I don't know.
I just think sometimes, not all the time, and there's plenty of examples of it, but I think sometimes, especially in World Cups, and especially with this France team, the team is just so unbelievably stacked. it's not hard for Mbappe to be the best player on this team. I don't think so. I think as far as attackers go, I mean, him, Dembele, Doué. You could probably name another one that maybe can try and reach the heights of those three players. But if they work together, this should be the best damn team in the tournament.
Olise, Chelsea, like, dude, the abilities that
the amount of talent around Mbappe, and with the amount of talent we know he has, put everything at Real Madrid aside for a second. Like, he should and probably will perform. Like, it's just going to happen. But again, I think he only wins player of the tournament if France goes on to win it. Like, I know he's going to score goals. We saw it in the World Cup final last time. Like, if he wants to, he really could with this France team just turn it on, just score a brace out of nowhere. So I know that's probably coming at one point or another in this tournament, but I think he only gets it if France wins.
And you know what's funny? You know who he's tied with number 2 with? His teammate. His teammate Olise.
Legend.
I think overrated of the two, believe it or not.
You think?
Calma.
Yeah. I don't think he's. I think what he's been able to show at Bayern. I think because he'd been at Crystal Palace for a while, and even after his move to Bayern, I think people are just starting to find out, because I don't think people really watch Crystal Palace like that.
He's putting up top numbers at Palace in the Prem too. Like,
and,
it's not like a huge thing where he went to Bayern and it was like, oh, I'm shocked that he's such a great talent. You're putting up such great assist numbers at a team like Crystal Palace. It's, and you go and put numbers up with Harry Kane and Luis Diaz.
I was going to say,
who was France?
Who was the strikers at Crystal Palace? Was it Edouard?
Odsonne Edouard. Later, I think Mateta was there for a while, but he was underperforming at that time as well. I think we still had Ayew at the time, which him and Zaha probably rotated up into striker for a few games. So along that stretch.
So, like I said, I think Olise is one of those players that might break out this tournament. I don't know if he'll win player of the tournament, though.
I think Cherki will be more impactful for France than Olise will. Yeah, I think so. That's just my take. But I think at the end of the day, Mbappe, Connor, you can say what you want, bro. But if Olise was that good, he would have shown up in the second leg against PSG. Honestly, like he would have taken that moment. He would have grabbed it, bro. Like again, you know what's crazy is that Dembele is not even a crazy good player, but he is so much better at grabbing that moment, and that's why he's a Ballon d'Or winner. And that's the difference between guys like Olise and Mbappe. Mbappe has a legit shot at winning the Ballon d'Or at some point in his career. I wholeheartedly believe that.
We talk about this France squad and all the players, right? It would just be funny if somehow, some way they get grouped.
Well, Spain has a lot going on, and a lot has changed in the last week alone with Spain.
We'll talk about Spain, but the next player is actually from the Spanish national team, Lamine Yamal. Yeah. And a lot of people were having expectations of Lamine. I think given if healthy with that Spain team, he probably could, just because I think Spain as a whole is a very top to bottom. I think they're a very complete team. But there's just a lot of things, like you just said, that have changed with the Spanish national team now that I think might, could change a couple opinions. He might not be able to play until the last game of the group stage, and we don't even know what kind of form he's going to come back in because he's been out for a while.
I mean, he's Lamine, bro. He's going to come in and ball. But I'm not even worried about that. It's just that, I mean, bro, who are they going to play at left wing? Nico Williams is out. Fermin was just ruled out with his injury. Like, who are they meaningfully going to play? You're going to throw Ferran out the left wing? You're going to put Dani Olmo out there, take him out of the 10? Mikel Merino is just now coming back from that surgery he had a couple months ago. Like, it's just so much has crumbled for Spain as far as pieces we were all excited to watch. But the one I'm most heartbroken about is Fermin, bro. I still can't believe Chelsea offered us $40 million for that player, bro. Get the hell out of here, bro. That's the most insane offer, the most disrespectful offer for a player I've heard in quite some time. The kid's amazing, bro. Such a baller. Honestly, I would say Spain will have a lot of control in games, but what they will lack is explosiveness. Until Lamine is back, that attack is going to be extremely vanilla.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see because I think you tip Spain's to be like one of the toughest groups, right? The hardest groups.
I think them and France both have very difficult groups, in my opinion. And I would say that equally, both of those teams before all the injuries, even before Lamin's injury, I had both those teams as like top 4, top 5 favorites. Like they're definitely up there.
Damn, they're really gonna have Yeremy Pino and freaking Alex Baena on the wings, bro.
I was gonna say
I figured Baena. I figured Baena. Yeremy Pino's crazy, but he's great. No, I'm not. I think he's a shell of himself compared to his pre-injury form, but like at the end of the day, Yeremy Pino's a La Liga player, bro. I respect it. I think it's hilarious that he could never get his big move to the Prem from Madrid. It came from Villarreal, but I mean, Palace is good for him. I have no complaints about some of the players at Spain. They could definitely turn heads, but they just lost a lot of explosiveness, in my opinion.
I think it'll be something for them to overcome. For sure.
I think with the way that Spain play, I think Pino should help provide that kind of explosiveness with the way that Crystal Palace play a lot of direct counterattacking football, and Pino's a very technical player.
But Spain just doesn't play that way. I agree with you. I think that's like Yeremy's so vertical, right? Like you could play that way with him. You could even do that with Lamin. I mean, Flickball proves that, for 2 years now. But if you're losing a lot of players, I think the last thing you do is probably take risks. I think if anything, you turtle in, you try to control games more, minimize risk, and wait for your players to get back, or at least Lamine Yamal to get back. But I don't know, man. It's going to be crazy, I think, watching Spain in this tournament. But again, because so many of them play in La Liga, they could find a way to make this work. They could. Like we see national teams do it all the time. Like they find a way just to gel with each other. Oyarzábal's fucking scoring goals like in the tournament. You're like, oh damn, maybe he's good. I mean, and he's a good player, but I'm saying like he's not a world beater. So I think they can still figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. And I think talking about teams, that have expectations. What about the teams that have these expectations, but are more likely to underperform? This is something that we always talked about. Underperforming, things like that. We didn't do an honorable mention for this list, but some of the underperforming teams that you guys picked, I'm very interested to get your guys' reaction to this. So without further ado, number 3, England.
I hope so.
I don't even think this is a hot take. I think as far as football,
guarantee
if you don't support England, it's literally fuck England. I think there's a lot of reasons why a lot of us feel that way, and it's not because they're good. There's no hate behind it. It's just I'm just sick and tired of hearing the fans. It's coming home. Every World Cup, it's coming home.
Hey, Panama 1-0, baby. Let's go.
Panama 1-0. I really need Petar Musa to score a goal on this team. I think it'd be the most amazing thing I could watch live in person. I will be I will be watching England play at this World Cup. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, bro, as much as it pains me to say it, I think we're all hoping for them to be one of the most disappointing teams. I don't know if it happens.
But it's as far as expectation, though. What is their expectation? They want to win.
Their expectation for me, a minimum, like a bare minimum, is a semifinal.
I don't think this roster is better than the one that they took in 22.
I think a high point for England would not to get eliminated in embarrassing fashion, like they managed to do every time in the World Cup.
It's always something. And it's always something with England.
They always love to embarrass themselves, but it makes me very happy. So I can't ever complain. And I think the core is quite similar to what they always run with. So I can't wait to see this team do exactly what they do.
Didn't Trent not get called up? Trent's not on the call-up list. Yeah. They're missing a couple other pieces, but even then, I don't know. I think that this England team is very it's very shaky. There's not. I don't know. If it's very consistent.
Why do you guys feel that way?
Why do I feel like it's not consistent? Because I feel like a lot of the players are very underperforming when they put on the England shirt.
But the results don't say that. I mean, they don't have the trophy or anything. Look, I'm not sitting here sticking up for England, but I also don't feel like we're giving them enough respect. I mean, they're still a top 5 team in the world. Even Southgate was honestly, bro. Watching Southgate football was terrible. Like I was so hoping United would try to reach out and hire him as the manager. That would have been amazing. Holy. But anyway, but when you look at the numbers, Southgate was relatively, in the grand scheme of things, successful, bro. Back-to-back European Championship finals and a World Cup semifinals appearance.
Semifinal, yeah.
Like, it's not bad, and it's progress from where the golden generation of England was supposed to be, who actually shit the bed. I don't know, man. To me, this is going to be an England team that I think will be hard to beat. So if Croatia, for example, can do it, the game I'm going to go watch, if they can do it, it will mean so much because I do feel like this England team is really good.
But I feel like one bad result for them, I think it goes tumbling. I don't know. I think it's a mindset thing too.
Yeah,
I think that the pressure of having of the World Cup to them gets to them like no other team, and it's just something that gets proven time and time again. They've lost so many games in World Cups that they should have won. You talk about the semifinal against Croatia, arguably should have made the final. Shit the bed against the Croatia team that, yes, they had a dominant, Luka Modric and a very good Rakitic, and they had a very
they were good. Croatia was bought in, bro.
But you could argue that team on paper, that English team, was way better than that Croatia team. And
look, I'm just saying, first off, the player thing you mentioned, there are some players that are actually in better form, I think, than have been in past years, like Rashford at Barca, for example. Guy's numbers are elite, right? Like, and that's like he came off the bench. Nico O'Reilly is having like a Premier League Player of the Season campaign for City. Everyone's calling him like going to be the starting left back for the national team. Bro, they have just options now. Guys like Cole Palmer who have shit the bed. That is what it is. I agree with that. Jude Bellingham not really been relevant, but there's so much competition at these spots that it's just crazy to me. They have like just depths and depths of talent, bro. You down, and now you have Premier League winners with confidence coming into a World Cup too. You have Saka out at the wing. You have Declan Rice. You have Eberechi Eze. I don't know, man. I think England's going to be interesting to watch at this tournament. I don't know if anybody's really hoping they shit the bed and get grouped. I think you're going to be the one that's getting disappointed. I'm just not naive about it. You know what I mean? Like a bad tournament would be England finishing second in a group.
All right.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is a Panama 1-0 would be kind of nice, especially for I'm
holding out for Croatia.
Hey, if Croatia
if Musa can score, bro, I will freak out.
If Croatia get it done, I'll be running up and down the street celebrating, bro. Just know that. All right, but team number 2.
You take a 2-hour drive. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Germany. Now, this is an interesting one because I don't really know how to feel about Germany, given that I feel like the team's just a lot older. There hasn't really been many German players right now that I could say out in the world that are in the conversation of being like world class, anything like that. They've had world class midfielders before. They've had world class defenders. You have a 40-year-old Neuer coming in for this tournament, which is something to say that the fact that, giving his age, there hasn't been anyone that's been able to take away, him being in goal for many, many years.
He's starting at the World Cup? I swear I heard he's not.
He got called up.
You got called up?
Yeah, he got called up.
I haven't heard anything about Germany, to be honest. So I have no idea. But I don't really have any comments on Neuer anyway, because we all know about Neuer. I mean, he's a little slower now than he used to be, but it's age. I think that's not even the concerning part. Germany is just you talked about before with England having players that aren't in great form. I can't think of hardly any German players that are in great form.
They just have young potential. They have young potential with what's his Carl from Bayern. Probably the only one that I could say that has a little bit of a bright spot in this national team.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It's hard. It's hard. I don't.
Nico Schlotterbeck is probably the best looking player and on paper, but Dortmund didn't have a great season.
And that was going to be my question. What is Germany's expectation in this tournament?
Schlotterbeck is normally playing against Dortmund's quality.
Yeah,
This has
either-
so many watches. Dortmund Schlotterbeck normally wants to make the team more ambitious, and then the team kind of drags that level of ambition down from. I also like Nemecha for Dortmund.
Yeah.
Him and Nemecha are very good, and they've had a great season for Dortmund. As a whole, Dortmund haven't played very well, but those two guys have really shown out for them this season.
But
Yeah.
but that's what I was going to ask. What is Germany's expectations for this World Cup? Like, making it out the group.
Quarters.
Make it out of the group first. I mean,
mean-
yeah, that literally. I mean, we had to say it. Like, especially how 2018
The last two
ended.
have gone.
Yeah,
You know,
but 2018 specifically. But I would say, yeah, like you get out of the group. That's step number one.
I mean, if they don't step it up though, and Ecuador and Ivory Coast play very well those games, right? It's shaky for Germany. Like, that's a reality that can happen.
and I think that's just one of those things that, you know, Germany, even though they have the name, they've won, you know, 4 World Cups. They've have the pedigree to do it. I think that they're at a point in football right now where their talent pool isn't playing very well. So I think given that also has to be taken into what they're expecting to do with this tournament. But we'll see. I think they're an interesting team to kind of watch. Not because I think that they'll give you any entertaining football, but I think just as in general, I just don't know what to make of them yet. And I'm interested to see kind of what they do, at least in the group stage. And you know,
For the Bundesliga talents that Germany do have, I like a lot of the players that got called up. I love Musiala. I think he should do a good job at carrying that team. He should be the Musiala. I mean, the Yamal of Germany. He should be carrying that kind of weight that Yamal should be for Spain. I think that their midfield with Nemecha, Stiller, and Pavlovic should provide a lot of depth. I think the real question for Germany is what's been their question for a while is, you know, striker. They got Füllkrug, Undav, and Voltemade. They still don't have that option at striker. Who's going to be scoring those goals?
King Kai, bro. King Kai. King Kai. Get him up there, brother. Get him up there.
At that point, like, they might as well go with him. But like,
it's true. Look, say what you want. I mean, he's a striker for the Premier League winners. I mean, bro, say what you want. Hey, how many goals? How many goals did he have?
He's also a Champions League winner. So
that's true.
I do like Kai Havertz.
And we'll see.
Kai Havertz is good if your expectations are correct. If your expectations of him are for him to be fucking Erling Haaland, bro, he's not going to be that.
I need that Kai Havertz of like Leverkusen, like that. Those days of Kai Havertz. I need that's the Kai Havertz I need.
You need to go watch the Bundesliga, brother, because this is the Premier League. And
but that's what I'm saying. I need that kind of performance.
Hey, they need the Florian Wirtz.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think it's a coincidence that Wirtz is looking the way he's looking?
It's just is it a
the Bundesliga is more of a tactical league.
It's more technical, tactical of course too. But like I think just still a lot of leagues are more technical than the Premier League. The Premier League is very physical.
Yeah, I think the players like Werner, Havertz, and Wirtz learn to play with the ball at their feet, and then they hit the Premier League, and then they got bodied around a lot, and they felt very uncomfortable. It's why we've seen the early shakeup from those guys.
Werner's
but I
do
think they're top talents though,
Werner's
and I respected
So
what?
I said Werner's cooking at San Jose. He's the minutes that he's played before he got hurt. He had been cooking, so
he's not making the World Cup.
He's not making the World Cup roster, but I mean,
be serious.
I think.
Listen, a guy who plays out here. That's all I'm saying, bro. He's used to the weather out here now. Let's get him in.
Let's get him in there.
Well, he's getting a Marco Pasalic call up kind of thing.
All right,
hey, Musa might actually be a top goal scorer in the World Cup. You never know.
Never know. Crazier things have happened.
All right, but the number one disappointing team of the World Cup, France. Ironically enough, a team that is also tipped to dominate could also be disappointing. And I think I know a lot of the reasons why people also pick this too, is because I think there's also like France have a good team, but I think is they have a history of also like shitting the bed in different ways. And we talked about, you know, France as a whole, so I don't want to get too far into talking about France, but I think it's winning the World Cup or bust for them. I think at the end of the day with the roster that they have, And if they don't do that, I think they would deem themselves as a disappointing World Cup, given the fact that a lot of their youngsters are coming up too. So is it going to be the last one that they make? If this would be the third, if they make it to the final, this would be their third World Cup final in a row. It's not very easy to do as the national team. So being in 3 iterations of World Cup finals, I think it's very difficult. So, oh wait, no, because they had 18. This would be the third one. So, I mean, it'd be incredibly difficult to do that, but I can't say, I will say, I don't think they will be the most disappointing team, but I think we missed teams like the US. I think Mexico can be disappointing.
Bro, I've been waiting for somebody to say that shit. I'm literally like that. I'm telling you, both countries are going to falter.
The whole of the CONCACAF in general, bro. It's just gonna be just.
I think there's signs. There's been signs for Mexico being disappointed in this tournament. And I don't want to put that bad energy out there, but I can recognize when there's a lot of controversy and turmoil and things going on around the camp.
It's the
we
teams
just never have an easy time going into the World Cup.
I don't know, for the CONCACAF team. For the CONCACAF teams, it's like the expectation level is so much different. And like, let's say if France gets
we just need to make it out the group. That's all we need. That's all we got to do as a region, bro. We just got to make it out the group.
Let's say France get grouped or round of 32 or round of 16, something like that. They're done, right? Then that disappointment is up here. But if USA get grouped, it's like that's one spot different from when they were supposed to be. It's not like a huge disappointment. It's kind of sad, but like that's incredibly disappointing. Like you're coming back home and bringing straight Fs on your report card. Like that's the level of disappointment you're getting if you're France, getting knocked out in the group or in the second round. Like I think Brazil probably would have been a more like positive one to put here, just because the expectation of Brazil is still so high. They still have a very talented roster, and people still believe in Brazil as
a great show
football culture and as a casual seeing top players. Like people probably still think Neymar's good. Like
I was going to say, it's not even just good. It's Neymar Last Dance vibes. It's Messi Argentina vibes.
You know what's funny is you guys are talking about Brazil. People are actually tipping them to be one of the most exciting teams.
You see, they could be disappointing in that way. I mean, people think that they're going to be super exciting team.
Dominating is a strong word, but they might win some games.
How do you guys feel about Brazil and how they're looking into this World Cup? Because a lot of the things that I saw in terms of their fans was banking on if Neymar was going to get called up or not. A lot of people were very unsure. Was Neymar going to get called up? Is he still going to make it in time? He tried to rush back. He ended up ultimately making the roster. That's not going to be enough, I think, to kind of take this team over the top. There's good pieces in the team. Is Carlo Ancelotti the manager to kind of guide him back to another World Cup victory? I don't know.
I love the Neymar thing is like he's an old head coming in there to kind of like help the young guys thrive a bit more, but that was never really Neymar. He's always had a little bit of that ego in him. Like, do you really expect Neymar to come in there and you're going to play better with him on the bench?
Exactly.
You think you're going to start Neymar in this World Cup and he's going to ball out against all these other teams? You think, a question for all you think Neymar cooks like starting France lineup in this World Cup?
No, but to answer your first question, I do think he could be someone on the bench that does help the team.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think he does?
I think, bro, like first off, a lot of this Brazil team is younger. And I think some of them lose sight of what it really, and I think it's not just them, bro. It's the U.S. national team, it's the Mexico national. There's so many in this generation of footballers that lose sight of what it means to play for your national team. Neymar knows that. Neymar remembers being compared to Pelé. Neymar remembers all the hype of him being the best Brazilian in generations of football to have come through. And I think he took a lot of pride. He took a lot more pride in playing for Brazil than playing for Santos in the beginning, in my opinion. And I just think he knows what it means, man. And sometimes You don't need someone to be a leader of men to kind of be on the bench and start like helping the team understand that. Just be you, bro. Like the passion he has, I think it will. I think it'll surprise a lot of people, but his tears didn't seem fake to me. And to me, that shit only comes when you want something bad. Like this is what you wanted. So I never underestimate anyone who wants something that badly. You want something that badly, usually you find a way of getting it.
I respect that take.
And I also think Neymar is one of those players that like he's on the older side. He's dealing with injuries. I think he's still dealing with injuries. I don't think they need him to come on and give you, you know, a full 90. But if he can give you a good, you know, 35 minutes coming off the bench, provided being that spark plug in a close game at the end of the game, can he be a player that I could call off the bench and rely on and know that he can do, you know, something, be creative, be a little bit more, you know, attacking and just kind of go at a defender? Of course, I think he still has it in him. And now it's not given to the same effect that he was when he was younger. But I think that can still be something that coming off the bench can provide Brazil a spark. It's the other players around Brazil, around Neymar, that are going to be the ones that are going to need to kind of carry this team a little bit more. The likes of Vinny, Rodrigo is not in this call up. You know, Brazil's been in search for their number 9 for years. Is Igor Thiago that guy for them? You know, this World Cup. I know he's had a good Premier League season this season with Brentford. You know, it's all about getting that kind of cohesive unit together. And if Brazil can kind of figure it out, their backline's getting a little older. I think there's deficiencies there. I think that they have boomer bust potential, if that makes sense. Yeah. They're one of the teams that are very boomer bust potential that if you're going to get either one or the other with them. And at the end of the day, do I think Brazil can get a decent run going? Can they be exciting based on the players they have? Yes. I don't think they'll be exactly dominating, though.
They haven't been in years, and I don't expect that to change in this World Cup. I think they do have leaders on this team outside of Neymar, by the way. I think Rafinha is an amazing leader.
Marquinhos.
I think Endrick also has a crazy amount of passion as a young player to come in and represent Brazil, to prove that, you know, he should maybe come back to Real Madrid when the World Cup is done. But yeah, I expect some flashes from Brazil, you know, like we got last time, right? The Richarlison, you know, overhead, the bicycle kick. We'll get moments, you know, but I don't think we'll be like as a team collectively impressed with Brazil.
Here's the thing, it's an intangible thing. It's the Joe Bonito that hasn't been there in forever. That's why I don't put them up in the most exciting or dominating team. Like there are other teams that look and play better than Brazil. In my
Joga Bonito is dead, man, unfortunately.
Hasn't been a thing in years.
Argentina is one of those. Honda. Gonna play better than Brazil.
Oh my god!
And they're right here too.
Interesting. I just say Joga to me is like the creativity of the individual footballer. To me, as an old head, is
that has died.
I think those generations have come and gone.
Yeah, but you need that individual to create, and that's that's the last one for
Neymar is probably the last generation, the last player of that sort of label of Joga Bonito.
Is Paquetá going to the World Cup?
Yes.
I feel like he can be that guy. I feel like he has it in him. I don't think he always shows it at the club level, but I think he can be that guy. So I don't know, man. I think they've missed a playmaker with like that flash and flair for years now. But I think certain guys in these big moments can step up and try and be him.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see. I mean, I don't think Argentina is as exciting as they were in 22. I don't necessarily know their full roster. I don't know what their call-ups have been recently. So I don't want to speak too poorly on Argentina, but I just don't. I don't know. They're the defending champs. We've seen defending champs. What happens to them after you win a World Cup? Not exactly the best history.
You already won it. You already won it. Like it's fine.
Yeah, you already won it, but not exactly the best history. We've seen them get knocked out in group stages before. So
you don't think Argentina can run it back?
Hell no.
I'm not saying they can't. They can. I just don't think it'll happen. But I also think that running it back in a World Cup is so incredibly hard to do that very few do it. So, but Argentina's going to be they'll be difficult for sure. I expect nothing but the best out of them. But I don't see them repeating.
I am very excited by the new players that have come up. I know your whole Serie A hating tangent about like the last few times, but I do like heavily rate Nico Paz, and I want to see Nico Paz play in this World Cup, even if it's a substitute role. I'm very excited by him. The same way I was excited by Alvarez in the last World Cup.
You'll see as many minutes from Nico Paz as like you probably saw from Dybala in the last World Cup,
and that's what scares me because I remember I loved watching Dybala play for Juve back in the day, and he never really got a shot in the national team, and I feel like that's going to be Nico Paz for until Messi retires.
I think Messi just prioritizes experience, and like I honestly I don't blame him.
They left Dybala at home.
Yeah, I don't blame.
Well, he came off an injury.
Yeah, Julian will probably be the shining star in my opinion. I think, and not just because he is the best player, like he's probably the biggest talent on that team, but he's also poised for a big summer. This is a big summer for Julian. Keep in mind, right? PSG are chasing him, Arsenal are chasing him, Barca are chasing him. I mean, he could get a big move this summer. So
you think he goes back to the Prem?
Maybe only because there's not anyone in La Liga who's going to spend the money to keep him there. That's the only reason. Like I've been saying this as a Barca fan. I've been on plenty of shows last couple of weeks talking about it. They can drool over Julian all they want. Barca fans can't. They're not going to get him. That's minimum 100 million. Minimum.
I could see the move to Serie A on some of the bigger clubs if they release.
But who would spend?
Who has the money though? All
right now, pre World Cup, he's 100 million. If Argentina go semifinals and he is their top scorer, this dude is going for 120, 130 easy.
Yeah, that's
he's getting an Alexander Isak deal.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Serie A teams, like as of right now, right, they could pay that. But I
think Arsenal would swoop
releasing players, right? Some Serie A teams could do it.
Yeah, I just think it's Serie A right now. I think financially they're kind of you can see it. They're not very financially as powerful as some of the other clubs in Europe. So I think they're still trying to figure that stuff out on their own. But
I think Julian's going to be the star of the show. I think Enzo will contribute. I think he'll probably be more offensively contributing than he was in the 2022 one where he kind of broke out. But yeah, the fall off of Rodrigo de Paul needs to be studied by scientists in the lab. It's pretty crazy.
I need to see Palacios in this World Cup.
Why?
Palacios.
I rate him more than de Paul. I do.
Because he's bigger.
He played a big part. Ezequiel Palacios played a bigger part in
Leverkusen. Yeah,
he played a big part in Leverkusen's invincible run. And
he's a decent player. He's a decent player.
I think he's better than de Paul now.
Yeah, but that's not saying much. De Paul has fallen off so incredibly hard. Like, yeah, I agree with you. But Palacios, I don't know. He did play a big part when Xabi Alonso was there. Don't get me wrong. He never got his big move. He's still young, but still hasn't gotten his big move. Like, I don't know. Argentines like that at some point, man, always get like a big money move at some point. Like it's going to happen.
And what about super sub?
I need a fact check.
All those games that need.
I need a fact check if Enzo or Palacios ever met in the River Plate system because I know they both played there.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. Palacios, man, he's good. He's bigger, more physical. He offers a different skill set than Enzo or than De Paul. But when they were on the national team together, De Paul was a better passer. And that's something I always kind of gave De Paul credit for was even with Atleti in that World Cup year.
Yeah, but they're typically
the guy was arguably a top 5 passer in Europe at one point that season.
Yeah,
it was kind of insane.
All right, so I'm gonna move us on to team number 3 in this category, Portugal. Portugal are very interesting, and we talked about it a little bit earlier when we were talking about Bruno and in the midfield that they have. I think top to bottom, I think it's very reliant on whatever their striker can do, regardless of who they have in midfield. I don't exactly know. I know Ronaldo's going. I don't know exactly who the backup striker is going to be for them. I don't know if Ronaldo's even deserving of starting right now. I think given his age, I don't know how much he provides for you right now as a starter, but I just know that Gonzalo Ramos is not it. So can they be exciting for sure? Dominating, it depends on. I think it's very Ronaldo heavy. If he has one last push to try to win a World Cup, if this is it, if this is the last dance for him and he can push through, maybe they get it done. But I think it'll be exciting to watch, just given the fact that it might be his last World Cup. But that's all I really give it for them.
Bro, why do we do this? Why do we feel like Portugal is gonna be every World Cup cycle? It's like, oh, they're so dominant now. They're more dominant than they were last time, brother. Since 2006, they've only gotten worse as far as
a Euro,
bro. World Cups. World Cups since 2006, they have only gotten worse. That was their top 4 finish. They lost in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Crazy game too, by the way, against France. But like that was it, bro. When Ronaldo and Figo were playing together, that's the last time they went that far. It's like the U.S. claiming the 0-2. You know, like 0-2 was the last World Cup. Yeah, bro, it's true. So I don't know, man. Like, why don't we do this to ourselves? Let's be honest. They're going out in quarterfinals like they always do.
Wouldn't it be exciting though? Let's say that Portugal make the final.
Yeah, but that's what
there. No, just picture the scenario. Let's picture the scenario real quick. He makes the final, right?
Oh yeah,
and loses it.
Now
there's no undisputed thing that anyone can say about the Messi and Ronaldo debate. I think it dies there. Messi was able to do it. Forgetting Ronaldo was older, but I think
if he's
just
grouped,
let it die.
It dies there too. Yeah,
if he's grouped, is that what he said?
It dies there. He gets grouped.
No knockout goals. That's like England getting grouped. That's like England fucking losing to Panama 1-0, bro.
I don't even think Ronaldo will score a knockout goal. But
didn't Ronaldo get grouped in when was it? 2014, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was a stronger group.
I don't give a shit. Hold on. Wasn't he in the US's group?
Yeah.
Germany, US,
Portugal.
Yeah. Get slammed on by Captain America was at home. By Deuce. Bro, that game, by the way, against Portugal, Jermaine Jones, I was in a Buffalo Wild Wings. I had a beer in my hand, and I had never jumped so high in my fucking life. It was insane.
You jump as high as he did when he celebrated that goal?
That was insane, man. I was in a booth, and I had to get out. Like it was crazy. Yeah, bro. I remember that goal. That goal was so wild. I remember that shit.
Like I said, I think they'll be exciting to watch. I don't know about dominating in this World Cup, but they're here at 3 regardless.
Yep.
France, I think this is easily said. I think, people going back. I'm going to call y'all out. Y'all motherfuckers went back and forth on deciding whether they were going to be disappointing or exciting. Because a lot of y'all had it, they were going to be disappointing, but then they're also exciting.
They're going to be exciting. Anybody who's saying they're going to be disappointing is like, it's hopium, bro. I will say some players will probably let us down. I don't think Olise will let me down, but I think this season towards the end, he was kind of a letdown for me. I don't know. I think there's so much competition for spots that this team is going to be exciting purely based off that.
And I regardless, I think as a team, name the list of players that they left at home, players that they called up, they have very, very exciting attacking players. Top to bottom, regardless, you could put the worst attacking lineup in their call-up list, and it's still going to be exciting.
Does Olise start in this team?
No. For me, it's got to be Mbappe, Dembele, and Doué up there.
Yeah, bro, that's the first time me and John are probably on the same page. I agree. I think mainly because Olise does somewhat need a striker to play off of, in my opinion, just to open himself up for his chances. At least he's doing that with Harry Kane very well. Palace, it was hard to tell because there's such a drop-off in quality of talent. But yeah, bro, I agree. I think those 3 players can literally be free-flowing together or great individually. Like Due is insane. I mean, Elise is too, bro. Connor, I'm not saying he's not, but I'll be honest. I do think every one of those three players are big game players, and I don't know if Elise is.
And think about the upgrade. Is now you putting Dembele up there instead of Kolomuani. So that's
bro. He'll never live that shit down.
He won't.
That's crazy though, bro. Like it wasn't even a bad hit. It was a good shot. Like I don't want to stick up for him. It was just a great save by Debu, bro. Like you don't understand how good of a volley that was. I was so scared. I was so scared that was gonna go in, bro. It was amazing. It was amazing.
And I'm telling you, I think France, like I said, I think for me, I think a lot of the people, like you said, that put them in disappointing. I think I could see the controversial things that people want to say about France, but I think at the end of the day, they are going to be one of the most dominating teams in this World Cup. And yeah, are they going to be exciting? That front three is going to be so rapid, and it's going to be something that if you haven't really watched football a lot and you want to see some attacking play, France is probably going to be one of those teams that you're going to want to look out for. So
I think for all the players that you talked about, Dembele, Mbappe, Due, and Elise, all those players are so good on the ball.
Yeah.
Like, so you're going to be watching the most technical players in the world.
You'll be entertained. You'll be very, very
entertained. And it's crazy that, again, they're probably going to rotate him a little bit throughout games. But, like, again, one of those players is coming off the bench to replace another one. And it's just like, dude, imagine being the fullback. Like, bro, F my life.
And, like,
there's no way.
The crazy thing about France is, like, how many national teams does Camavinga get called up for?
Every single one in this tournament he gets called up for.
Wow, that would be that's a video all by itself. I think that's something where we have to peel back the layers on that because I'm not so sure. But
and then how many teams?
I think maybe outside of Spain,
the majority of them. I think the majority of them, yes, he comes in. Now with that said, bro, like he also for a number of it's not just how stacked France is. Bro, the fact that Conte's getting called up and you're not, like, let that sink in. You know what I mean? Like, there's something there, bro. That's more of a Didier Deschamps wants to play this way. I need this type of skill set. You're really good, but bro, I have so much talent on this team. Like, you got to give me something, a quality that I can use.
Spoiled as a French manager. You just have so much talent at your disposal to pick from. It's just like pick what way. It's pick what way you want to play. What way do you want to play today? This is how you want to play in the tournament? Okay, that's your call-up list.
And keep in mind, he still only has, not saying it's only, but at the end of the day, for all the time he's been with France and how often they've had pretty stacked teams, he's got one World Cup.
But he's been to two finals.
That's fair.
But 2 Euros. So
I mean, granted, but they probably are the one they lost. I think everyone felt they were the favorites going in.
Yeah.
And same thing in the Euro final they lost.
Yeah.
So I think people will say that they were favorites over Portugal. So I don't know, man. It's just he's been very, very blessed. Where is he going to end up again? He's leaving France after this, right?
He's leaving France, but I don't know exactly.
Zizou's coming in, right?
Yeah, Zizou's probably coming in.
Yeah.
And again, I'll say it again. Zizou is so smart. But anybody who's like, he's one of the greatest coaches, bro. You guys need to like go outside.
He picks his time, and
it's not just that. He picks the jobs that don't really require much, in my opinion, much management. Like it's more man management. It's more like getting the best out of your players because your teams are just so filthy good. And that's how Real Madrid was when he was there. You got the three-peat. You take over this French team, bro. How much do you actually have to do? You have to make a very tough decision between world-class player A and world-class player B for certain positions. Okay, cool. But
sometimes teams need that because, I mean, dude, Germany 2018.
I agree.
Coach that was like that at the end of the day.
I feel like Didier. I don't think Didier Deschamps like some tactician. Don't get me wrong. I think they have that now. You know, it's just his time is kind of coming to an end. But he's been a manager there forever.
Yeah, so. Message gets old. We talked about this about managers being I don't want to say overstaying their welcome, but overly staying in a job. It can get old after a while.
So they get Zizou. What if they had waited a little bit longer and gotten Pep? Imagine France with Pep as the manager.
I've heard something about Italy.
Oh,
I've heard something about Italy.
Italy would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Rebuilding that federation from the ground up, flushing out all of the deadwood, and because again we see it, bro. If you can affect the national team, that positive effect just trickles down to the rest of the system. So if Serie A can benefit, if you can keep more homegrown Italian players in the league because they're getting more competitive, the national team pool has a longer pipeline to feed from. It gets really, really interesting over the span of like a decade. So I don't know, man. It'd be crazy with Italy.
It'll be interesting. But also another interesting thing is the number one team was Spain. And that was given off of what we knew.
The timing of this survey.
The timing of this we're just a week late, you know? I think a lot of people thought what Spain was going to be is now just in a week gone.
Nice. Shout out Ferran Torres, bro. He's gonna carry Spain, bro. He's gonna carry Spain on his back. He's gonna he's gonna
carry off the bench, bro, because Oyarzabal is gonna be starting.
Just wait, bro. Hey, he had how many goals for Barcelona off the bench last season?
Like
exactly.
I don't know. I find it interesting. We touched on Spain a lot, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But yeah, like I said, I think Spain could have been, a week ago. I think this week, a lot of things have changed. So I am going to move forward now. I think honestly, out of this list, I think France is probably the most dominating team. But we have
to reorder this now after the recent news.
Yeah, for sure. But moving on to Golden Glove, real quick, Emi Martinez. I think they would have to win it again for him to win it again.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't really think.
All right, Connor. Let's.
The Aston Villa and the Argentina for Dibu.
Oh my God. I don't really know. I don't think Dibu. Yes, coming off of
just say you don't like him, bro. Just get it out. Like I don't know why.
I don't like him. I don't like him. We already went through this last episode. I don't like him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's right.
I don't like him. I don't. Unless he does some crazy shit in the shootout.
I don't care. If you don't care, he said you could hold that.
Attitude. It's just
breaks out the little mini Dibu.
National team. He's been very, very good. So like, it's different. But at club level,
it's different. Yeah. But I also do think there's better goalkeepers than Dibu in the tournament. But I'll say that because I think
you say that, but you won't give any examples as to why. You're just like
Mignan is a better goalkeeper.
Serie A tax. I'll bring it up now. My one card, Serie A tax.
No, I think he's a very, very good goalkeeper.
Mignan?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so? Why?
How many AC Milan games have you watched?
That's true, bro.
He's a very good goalkeeper. How many games have you watched?
It's a valid question, but
how many games have you watched of Dibu?
How many games have you watched of Dibu?
Probably a lot more, right?
I watched more games of Dibu than me.
You didn't watch the World Cup final?
I don't really watch Dibu a whole lot either, but I do watch enough of Villa to know what Dibu brings me. I've seen a good amount of Milan just watching Pulisic. It's honestly the whole AC Milan team is overrated in my opinion. But putting that aside, there was a time where Mignan was really hyped up. I still don't buy it. I don't know why. Maybe because he's French. I have no idea. I just don't buy it. Like I don't think he's a great keeper.
I don't think he's super up there like how people are glazing him, but I do think he is a very.
I think this was a pick based on the fact that they think that France is gonna hold a bunch of clean sheets, and I think
probably that's what I'm saying. He'll benefit from the fact that he has an insanely good a team ahead of him on the field.
And another one that was probably going to benefit off of that, Unai Simon.
Bro,
I don't know, and I'm interested to get your take on this, Jose, because obviously your goalkeeper is also like kind of should be number one. Simon's number one. Who should be Spain's number one?
It's crazy that the keepers of the two teams I support are behind this fraud. But at the end of the day, no, he's a fraud. I don't care. Anybody says, go ask any Athletic Club fan how they feel about how he played this season. Or bro, just go watch Unai Simon. He's had, yes, a lot of good consistency under De La Fuente when there's no other real competition. Like, who are you going to prior to the generational, coming up of Joan Garcia and David Raya being who he is now? Who's competing? Ramiro from Real Sociedad. Like, Unai Simon had a cushy ass spot.
He did after De Gea kind of took a nosedive.
Yeah,
it was honestly.
It wasn't even on De Gea. It was literally just but
the cycle was just over. The keeper cycle was over. But I think it is restarting. I think Spain has, honestly, like a luxury of keepers. But De La Fuente is going to be stubborn. He's going to play Unai Simon because that's his guy, and you're leaving so much talent on the bench. I'm not saying you have to play Joan Garcia because I love him first and foremost, but bro, David Raya has had an insane few seasons at Arsenal. What is it? Is it back-to-back or a three-peat Golden Glove?
The Prem?
Yeah.
I think it might be back-to-back.
Yeah.
Back-to-back.
At least back-to-back. I'm thinking it could be three, but either way, like David Raya is having a crazy run of form. Dude, I even heard that he's probably going to be shortlisted for the Ballon d'Or. Just how he's played for Arsenal this season. You're telling me mid-table starting keeper in La Liga who has been out of form for 18 months minimum is going to be your guy going to this tournament? I just don't get it, bro.
I'd rather play Alex Ramiro if you're going to throw
Yeah, bro. Look, yeah, Hana's 100% right. I actually rather play Ramiro. Fucking crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I just don't know why you wouldn't give someone like Joan Garcia, like, he's going to take over eventually. Why not just give him the spot now? Why not?
I think it's the experience, bro. He didn't even call him up until the last couple qualifiers. Like, I think it's like an experience thing. But if that's the case, bro, start Raya. He's just better than Simon. Like, I don't need to see these random keeper errors in the back in a World Cup if I'm a Spain fan. I just don't. And he has too many of those, bro. The first game Athletic Club played this season against Barcelona, the first 2 goals came on the back of Unai Simon errors. We slammed him, but he did his team no favors. And if Spain was still a World Cup favorite, I don't think they are anymore, in my opinion. But if they were still a favorite to win it, he would be the liability.
So he would be the reason why you wouldn't take Spain.
When I say that, liability meaning if they were the favorite still, if they were to stumble somewhere, quarterfinal, semifinal before the tournament, before they get to the final, it would probably be his fault. I don't know why. I just back that. Like I think it'd probably be his fault.
Not the center back duo of Pau Cubarsí and Huijsen, bro. They're liability too, bro. Both of them.
I don't know, man. Cubarsí is very gifted, very talented, but center backs, you need them to be very experienced and level-headed. So they're both young. That's what sucks. But yes, I still think Spain has enough center back experience that I don't know, man. It's not, in my opinion, it's not going to be an on the field player's fault. Unai Simon makes too many stupid mistakes. For someone who's that experienced, makes too many stupid mistakes.
Yeah, so I'm genuinely like I don't think he wins it. I think it's hard for me to really tip on who's going to win this because I think, like I said, there's many good, talented goalkeepers in this. I mean,
you know who's a crazy shout nobody mentioned though was Jordan Pickford.
We had a few Pickford shouts on the list. It just didn't make. There wasn't enough of them.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying. I think like defensively, England's hard to score on, and what's crazy, their track record of being hard to score on and having Harry Maguire in the lineup is like crazy high correlation. But they're very defensively sound with him back there. And so they don't give a lot of goals either.
No, and that is one of the things I think people were also they're tipping England not to have a good tournament. I think that's more, like you said, more hope than anything else. But, I think when we talk about, that, I think it's a different conversation than just, goalkeepers winning Golden Gloves. But
who's that player from Leon? Luis Diaz? That's going to be the guy who scores 1-0. Let's go.
That's crazy. All right. But talking about teams that have literally no expectations that could be a Cinderella team, someone that you might want to look out for as a fan, or someone that you might want to root for. We have a couple of them. We had a lot of different teams kind of hit the list of Cinderellas, and I had to kind of pick here and there because everyone was kind of tied. So this is just kind of a list that, Connor and I came up with, of just teams that we feel like are a little bit more Cinderella-esque rather than everything that was posted on here. So Ecuador, I think they could be. There's defensively sound. We talked about it. I think the expectation on that is a little different. Like I said, I don't know where the attacking front comes from, but that's one of the ones that we took from there. 2, Japan. I think Japan as a whole, we talked about this as to why they are a very, very good competitive team. And honestly, if Japan made it far, I think a lot of people would be very, very happy. I think they'd be happy for them. They have a lot of good players. A lot of people support them. So that might be a good team to actually look out for. And then Tunisia is actually one of the teams that I was actually a little bit more shocked with, given the fact that they've had decently to good results against stronger sides. I think they are a team that can possibly do something. They're not really expected to, but they have decent, good ballers to look out for.
Dude, I feel like they're too boring. They're just too boring. Yeah, it's freaking like they are Harambo.
Literally probably though, but because they have to, bro.
Like they have to, but 2022 World Cup, if you were to I woke up to a Tunisia Denmark game.
I remember that.
I'm not doing that again. I'm
not gonna lie, bro. I felt that because that was the year that I had moved back from the West Coast over to Texas, and I remember when I came back to Dallas. But I remember that that year, I was like, dude, I getting up at 4 a.m. to watch Argentina play Saudi. I was like, can you imagine if I was still on the West Coast, bro? Like getting up at 2 a.m. would be miserable, miserable. Absolutely miserable.
At least Argentina, Saudi Arabia had goals, and it was exciting, like somewhat. And
then Argentina lost, bro. Yeah, I remember thinking, like, dude, this is a crazy start to the day.
That ruined my day. That ruined my day.
My day's ruined. It's only 7 a.m.
Like I woke up to that. I had my Argentina jersey on. I had the TV. I was like, first game in the World Cup. Let's go. I'm so excited. Lose that game. Was chalked.
I literally fell asleep through that game, and I was like, "Oh well, we know Argentina's gonna win." I wake up, there's a bunch of messages on my phone about. I look at the time, and people were just blowing up. Argentina lost. I'm like, "Oh,
this is the guy that HVAC for hours." By the way,
there's no shot that Argentina lost.
There's no shot. There's like no shot. I'm like,
me and my dad were watching and couldn't believe it. Like watching it in real time, I was like, "What is going on?" Like. We're watching the GOAT in a World Cup and he's losing opening game. What the hell is going on? That was wild.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. They turned it around. They won it.
Both. They had 2 shots. They scored them both. It wasn't an Argentina disaster class. They just scored 2 goals and our attack didn't click.
It felt very 2010 like until the winner, like Argentina, Nigeria. It felt very like this is just not going the way it's supposed to go. But thankfully, Messi's Messi in that game. So,
talking about World Cup winners, these are the top 3 teams that people think are going to win the World Cup. So, Portugal at 3 as a winner.
Keep dreaming, guys. Keep dreaming. Keep the dream alive. Keep it alive. Someone has to.
Where?
Someone has to.
Did I wake up in a parallel universe? Is Messi on Portugal now?
You know what it is? I think it's all the Ronaldo fans, bro. It's all the Ronaldo fans. They want to.
Oh yeah. This is the Simpsons, all right? That's all I'm making on. Really all I'm making.
Hey, people think Ronaldo get it done. I don't know. He might be a little old for that, but.
Who's with this diabolical Manchester United glaze, by the way? We got a Bruno Fernandes shout, and now we got a Portugal shout. Can we calm down? You all finished like what?
It's not
this was not me.
All the fans do it every year. Portugal is like the team that everyone feels like is supposed to be really good, but in reality, they're
the Dallas Cowboys of national teams.
Facts.
That way.
Big fact.
They're the Dallas Cowboys of national teams.
That's
they somehow debate everyone into thinking that like they're him. They're gonna be it next, and then like they always come up short. I'm not even worried about Portugal.
It's like how Turkey's always talked about as a dark horse team. Like it consistently, almost every single tournament.
I'm telling you, I know we're about to talk about France in a second, but I'm telling you, when Morocco came up for Portugal, I was joking around with my dad during pregame. I was like, watch, something crazy is gonna happen, and it's gonna be like, oh my God, Ronaldo's time is over. When En-Nesyri scored, bro, I lost it. Like I was just like, I felt like I was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's almost guaranteed every tournament.
Jose, you should have placed a bet there. You would have won massive money right there.
I was just dicking around. I was just like, bro, imagine Morocco does this. It would be the most Ronaldo thing ever.
50 on it, he would have been rich right now.
Yeah, bro. I was like, it was the most like Ronaldo, not your tournament, thing to happen, bro. Especially after everything that happened leading up to that with him and United. It was just, man.
Now, and the funny thing is,
right now.
in hindsight, given everything that's come up, I'll reveal one. I think 1 and 2 could get flopped because I genuinely think, given all expectations, giving us some of these call-ups that we've seen, if France doesn't do it, I don't know.
Spain might come off that list. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, Spain might come off this list because there's a lot of injuries there, and I just don't.
Look. I think I'm going to say the same thing I say about Inter Miami with Messi. As long as Spain has Lamine Yamal and they're in a position to win, like they're in a position where they can win a game, they can. Like I just feel that way. When you have the greatest player in the world on your team, there's just always a chance. There's always a chance. So I'm not going to go as far as saying like I would take Spain off this list, but I wouldn't mind swapping. I think France could easily win it. So.
I would swap it. I think personally for me, I think I swapped that. I don't even think Portugal would make the list. I think there's other teams. I think honestly, I think Netherlands is a sneaky one that you could put up there. I think Netherlands are good. I don't know.
A squad.
They have a squad. Do they have enough to win the tournament? Probably not. But I think, barring the top two, France, Spain, I just don't really know who a third contender would be.
I still think Argentina's a contender, first and foremost. Yeah. I still think England's a contender. Whether you guys like refuse to acknowledge that or not, that's why I think it's going to be massive if someone in their group beats them, because it says a lot. I mean, like I said, England's a top 5 team in the world according to FIFA rankings, which we don't judge everything by, but it's been that way for a long time. The Dutch could. I don't see Germany doing it. And look, man, I just don't think you underestimate CONMEBOL in some of these tournaments. So a lot of countries do. I never do. So I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a real look. The expanded tournament makes all these conversations so interesting because I think we're in for so many surprises that we're gonna feel horribly wrong when this tournament's over.
Can I give a shout out to the people who put Kai Havertz and DR Congo on who will win the World Cup?
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. King Kai, he wins it all.
Talking about some of these, because honestly, I just want to quickly touch on it because I know we're running a little long here, and I don't want to go too much farther. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of a shout here. Some of these hot takes, I'm gonna be honest, some of these are pretty bad. Like they're not the hottest takes. I think that one of the ones that I saw that was pretty decent that I don't think is going to happen, but Jose might agree just because of our USA conversation. But Canada will go further than the US and Mexico in this tournament.
It's not a spicy take. I mean, it's like
I just don't think Canada has anything more than we do. I don't really think they have more.
It's not about that. It's what I think it's. I see what this person's saying. I think it goes back to what I said before. Canada embraces a mentality that both U.S. and Mexico used to have, which is that we just play together as a team. We buy into this one system, one mentality. We'll see how far we can go. And I don't know, man. I think in tournaments, it's a scary team. It's a scary idea to be playing a team that has nothing to lose, and they're all bought in and working their asses off under the same idea.
I gotta see how they play up against Bosnia, because if they shit the bed against Bosnia, then that's no.
Bosnia's Cinderella team. Or no
shot. That's why I'm saying if they play horribly against Bosnia, right, then there's no way they're gonna do anything this tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
Dark horse Bosnia there. Another one that we had. This is multiple submissions. England will not make it past the round of 16.
That's cute. I like that.
It's cute.
I like that one.
They get slept on, but I love the hate. I'm eating it up consistently.
Yeah, Jose's saying they're gonna get grouped, bro. Let's go, baby. Come on,
bro. Again, bro. I'm watching. Maybe I'm jaded. I have no idea. I mean, I'm just like a pessimist now, and I'm just too much of a realist. You can tell like how who answered truthfully and who used this section of banter. You know what I mean?
Croatia gets grouped by Ghana.
Ooh.
That's a hot take.
I think that's the best one here.
It's we like it because it's also good. It's not just like a random spicy dumb take to have. It's just I can kind of see it, and if it happened, I'd be like, yeah, that person knows ball.
Yeah.
So someone said the halftime show will be the worst thing to ever grace television.
Maybe on that. That's a hard maybe.
The U.S. getting to semis. Like you're dreaming. Nah. You're dreaming with that one. Like
I wonder what he's smoking. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, you're dreaming with that one. We had a couple Argentinas getting embarrassed. Argentina getting knocked out in the round of 16.
We see the Portugal fans here.
I just don't think this team is built for cup football. Not yet, anyway. It's not. They got so much to work on.
I'll just go around. Does anyone have a specifically?
Did you see the one that was all the host teams will get grouped?
Yeah, I did see that one.
That one was a good one.
I don't know if that's a really hot take. I think that could potentially happen.
I don't know.
Again, that shows you where we are right now collectively.
Yeah, I don't really have much confidence.
There's opium, as we can tell from the other takes.
Is there anyone that has? I'll open the floor. Is there anyone that has like a super hot take?
Mine's not super hot. I have this prediction though that I've been thinking on since it was announced. I think Neymar will have a moment that propels Brazil either into the next round or out of groups, but a moment where they get to the next phase of the competition because of him. A goal he scores, essentially.
And given the fact that we talked about how Neymar, the importance of having him just off the bench, I think that is a very possible thing that could happen.
Yeah, I really do. I'm telling you, bro, everyone's thinking he's just going there to be vibes and to get the team like to be as passionate about Brazil as he is. I actually think he's going to contribute. Bro, a real hot take would be like he's going to contribute more to this World Cup than Vinny will, but that's probably too hot.
That would be interesting. that would be
spicy take.
And I add on to Jose's thing. I think a lot of the old heads that are coming into the tournament are going to have more impacts than we actually think.
Yes.
For their national teams. Like we said, Conte, again, right? He's called up for a reason. It's not just going to be
dog. He's just a dog, and we know what he is. We don't have to go about it. He is.
Tim Ream is about to fucking have a tournament, lads. You don't even know, bro.
Okay, all right. Let's be
I don't even know, bro.
Connor, is there the last one you want to close this out?
Outshine every center back at this tournament. It's going to be insane. That's my hot take.
I've got a hot take, but I don't know how much I'm willing to put behind it.
Here you go. He's gonna say Lat's gonna be the top scorer of the tournament, bro. Just please don't, man. Please don't.
I think the Dutch could get grouped.
The Dutch could get grouped?
I think the Dutch could get grouped.
I feel like they're underrated. I feel like no one likes the Dutch this year.
Yeah, no one really likes them. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't like a lot of their top players. And in tournaments they never really move me,
Bro, it's a shame well, I'm not saying it's a shame you were born when you were born, but like, bro, the Dutch used to be. I'm saying I'm not talking about old school Dutch. I'm talking about like early Arjen Robben. Oh my god, or like Wesley Sneijder, Huntelaar. I mean Van Persie. The names just go on and on, bro. I mean,
basically Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Bro. Van Bronckhorst, Van der Vaart, like De Vrij. There's so much, bro. So much on those teams.
But I remember 22 watching those games for Dutch, just not really seeing it like anything that was like, dang.
They don't have takeover players. That's what they don't have. They don't have takeover players. Like again, I remember watching the 06 World Cup when Robin might have still had hair, to be honest. I'm being so for real. I think he might have still had hair. But bro, he was just a takeover guy. Like, yeah, Snyder would find him or whatever, but he would just like, he'd go on a crazy long run, cut in on that left foot, and then just bang one from distance. You're just like, they don't really have like those takeover guys anymore.
I think the closest guy to that is Xavi Simons.
Yeah,
but he got hurt. He's not
hurt.
That, So
yeah.
But I'm saying, like, who else behind Xavi Simons because he's hurt?
it doesn't have to be on the wing, but what I will say is I actually did like guys like Tajani Reinders when he first went to City. I don't know what happened and where he fell off, but he lost his faith with Pep
You
there
got
somewhere.
Danjuma. You got what's the other guy?
Danjuma's good, but Danjuma's one that like bounces around a lot for some weird reason. He's very pacey. I like his finishing ability, but there's a reason he's bounced around, bro. It's not like it can't be for no reason. Malen is another one that I just like. He should be better than he is, but like it kind of is what it is thing. Like he's still very pacey, very athletic, and I think he's a half decent finisher. Like I would take him, but not bet on him to score a ton. They have players, but none of these guys are takeover players. You know what I mean? Like none of these guys can just on their own win you matches.
It's like what Malen, Gakpo.
I mean, bro,
who's the striker?
Bravi. Yeah. I mean, I Noah Lang too, and he was a promising youngster at one point. He's also like a what do they call him?
Yeah, but Noah Lang is a deep on the ball. He doesn't want to play. He's not going to play. Like,
and he's another Serie A type player.
He's a Moody player.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, when we're
I think that collectively though the Dutch are actually like a decent team. Like to me, they're not cheeks. I don't know if they get grouped in this tournament, like Connor said. That's why it's a hot take.
I think it's possible. I don't think that it's.
I mean,
I don't think the Dutch.
Okay, here's a question. Y'all think Luna gets called up for the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Luna gets called up. If Luna gets called up, I think Guti has a better tournament than Luna. That's my hot take.
Like off the bench?
I don't even know if that's a really hot take.
You think Luna starts for the United States?
Does Luna start for the U.S.? No.
Do you think Guti starts for Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. You won.
Should have a better tournament, and like if he doesn't, then it actually says more about Guti than Luna. But
yeah,
you think it does?
Yes, bro. If you get all those minutes and you don't do anything with them, but
the only reason that I don't see him starting is if for whatever reason, he just decides to go and throw Alexis on the right and put Quinones on the left.
Maybe, but I think he will start. I think Guti will start. Luna will not start. So to me, it's like kind of an unfair comparison. But I would almost take you on that bet because I think Luna will have more moments than Guti.
You think?
If anything, it would be the reverse.
He's like a moments player.
Would you Luna say? Having a better tournament?
Reverse would be a hot take.
I don't know. I've always thought Guti was a better player than Luna. But
I guarantee you, my star boy is going to be playing better than your star boy at the World Cup.
Who's your star boy?
Alex Freeman.
Alex Freeman.
Even if he gets limited minutes, guaranteed.
Now Alex Freeman being better.
Freeman hasn't put a bad foot since I've seen him in the 18.
He might need to start now. I mean, I don't know to the extent of Richard's injury, but
he cannot play center back.
No, but you probably put someone else there and put Freeman on the outside. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, like when he was playing for Orlando, he was attacking.
I know, I remember, but I've also seen him do it for the U.S. Like he's already done it a little bit. I mean, I think he could play it like in a pinch, because we're gonna need pace to get back when we inevitably get transitioned on.
And he's so fast.
I can't wait! I can't wait! But guys, with that being said, I know this video ran a little bit longer than what I initially anticipated, but we'll cut it there. So let us know in the comments, what do you guys think? Obviously, this is something that you guys responded to, and a lot of you guys had some interesting opinions when it comes to this stuff. So let us know. Give us your hot takes, and let us know your predictions down below. But yeah, that has been our episode today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.